I like to eat while I'm cooking a lot of times. And then also, it's nice to have something like some hard-boiled eggs to break a fast. Eggs are pretty easy to digest, at least for me anyway. As I'm cooking up the steak, I'm gonna be eating this. And here we got some New York strips. Look at these guys. Wow. Wow, look at that. You know, there's a couple options that we have here. So people, a lot of times they see me cooking in my kitchen, they see me cooking in a frying pan. Like, why are you cooking steak in a frying pan? Well, I have a really nice grill downstairs I could easily cook this up on, but I just prefer doing this way. Another thing is, I know people are like, why would you cook it in a regular pan? Why not have a cast iron? Trust me when I tell you, it's gonna come out absolutely amazing. It's gonna come out delicious just right from this regular pan. I don't need anything fancy. Not that a cast iron is fancy, but something else I like to do to my meat, I like to pound it. When the meat is this thick and you try to cook it in a regular pan, it can be really hard to figure out exactly when your meat is ready and when it's done. And one thing that I've done, something that has helped me, is that by putting your hand like this and feeling this right here, this will represent, when you go to push in on the meat, this is going to represent like well done, maybe even like medium well, okay? This will be medium well, medium, and then now you can see, right? You can start to see like medium rare, okay? And then obviously rare is rare, right? I'm gonna smash the meat down like yay. Punch it up a little bit. Now I know there's some like meat connoisseurs and some chefs and stuff like that out there who are like, what the hell are you doing, dude? But guys, this is my kitchen. This is Smelly's kitchen. And Smelly, rule number one of Smelly's kitchen is that we don't have any rules. But this will cook up your steak faster. Who wants to wait around all day for your steak? So get some ground and pound in there. Some parts of it will be a little tough. You can't do much to, but look at that. There you go. Now look at that. Now we're gonna add some seasoning. So here we go. I don't like too much other types of seasoning on steak other than salt. But in this case, this stuff right here is legit. I like it quite a bit. So get some of that on there. Give this guy a couple punches in the back. There we go. Give this guy a flip. No. I don't do this all the time, but I do it here and there. This kind of salt, I use this quite a bit. I use real salt as well, but this one I like. It grinds up nice. Salt on that side. Don't be shy with your salt. Steak needs lots of salt. Don't listen to what anybody tells you about that. There we go. Now we ready to go. I'm gonna add a little bit of fat to the pan. Just a little bit. Get that in there. That's just ghee butter. A little bit of fat. Swirl that around. Add a little bit of olive oil. Swirl that around. Turn this baby up a little bit. It's a science we got going on here. We're gonna dump a little salt in here too. Why not, right? We want that fat to get hot, so we're gonna wait just a little bit for that. Go time, baby. Here we go. Bam. Ready? Crowd's gonna go crazy. Woohoo! Look at this. These steaks aren't even gonna fit in this pan. But that's a no worry of ours. No concern. We don't care. You know why we don't care? Because we got no rules. So now the hardest part is to just be patient and just to like wait it out. It's always good to look at the clock because we need to like leave this here for like a required amount of time. Like I'd say just a minimum of like 4 or 5 minutes. I'm looking at the clock now, it says it's 4:39. Like looking at it, I'm starting to see some like browning or graying of the bottom here. And so just, if I sit over it, like I want to flip it earlier than is necessary. And the less that you flip, the better off your meat is usually going to come out. So try to keep that in mind, especially with steak. You don't want to be flipping it around a ton. But some people are really against covering the steak, which I'm not a fan of doing that either. However, when you're done and you shut the pan off, I've learned that it can be good to kind of seal in the heat. But if you put this on top, it will kind of mess up the moisture, and it does kind of pull the moisture out of the meat. I'm not a huge fan of doing that way. Oh, we got a little char over there. You know, if you do have a cast iron pan, like they absolutely rule, they rock. And it's great, a cast iron pan, you can put them right in the oven too. That's another huge advantage, because then you could do something like a reverse sear, or you could start it out in the oven and finish it off on the actual, in the cast iron on the stove. Wait for that thing to get hot. This pan we're going to throw in just a small amount of onions. Like too much onion is going to kill your face, so I'm going to use a little bit of onions and some of these veggies, just kind of grill them up in there so they're warm. It'll be a side for the meat. It's a big old steak. You're done. Give it a little test. We're good to go. So this cheese, this is, vegetables are gross, right? So we got to mask them with something. We're going to throw some Parmesan on top of them. I don't hate vegetables that much. I just happen to like meat a lot better. But I do like eating them in combination. I like eating them together. Oh bam. Oh bam. Don't sweat the technique. Olive oil, butter, steak juice, anything to make vegetables not taste like vegetables anymore. This out here. Bon appetit. We're ready to go. It should be pretty good. Might have cooked it a little extra. Let's see. Oh, that looks pretty good to me. Still nice and juicy, still nice and tender. These are some New York strips. Now we're gonna sit down and we're gonna enjoy the hell out of eating this big old steak, some grilled vegetables. I got some shrimp, got some cottage cheese, got a lot of protein to get through. Another episode of Smelly's Kitchen complete. Voila! Strength is never a weakness, weakness is never a strength. Look who's excited about it. Oh. Most excited person about Smelly's Kitchen, my biggest fan. Thanks, Daisy. Thanks for all the support. Strength is never a weakness, weakness is never a strength. Catch y'all later.